type of failure you've had, big or small, it is never a great feeling. And no one can say they have never experienced failure throughout the course of their lives. We also know that it is way easier to share successes than failures. Welcome to Catholic Faith Forum. I'm May, and I'm here today with Chima.
What's up? How you guys doing?
And Nonso.
Hey guys!
And we'll be discussing how to deal with failure. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Catholic Faith Forum. I'm May, and I'm here with Nonso and Chima. The squad is back again.
Yes, so it's actually been a while. I miss you guys, man. How you guys doing?
Well, I
missed you this small,
really?
Like maybe this.
Stop it,
I'll reduce
me.
my own miss with that.
I know you missed me a lot. You guys can't even lie about it. Look at your eyes.
Little.
See your eyes.
Maybe I missed me more, but I don't think I missed you that much.
I didn't even miss you at all.
I'm touched in
It's
my
okay,
spirit.
let's get to the
Anyway, yes, exactly. So today we're about to talk about something that is a bit serious, a bit sad, because we all know we've all experienced failures at different points in our lives.
Yep.
So, what is failure to you, Nonso?
Do you know why I was sad? Because failure is so touching. And I believe that everybody feels. So to me, failure is when you don't meet up to your expectations, or maybe you've set some goals for yourself, and then you don't meet that goal. I feel that's failure.
Chima?
Yeah, what she said.
Say your own. Say your own.
What she said.
Say your own.
It's the same thing now. I don't think there's any other definition for failure. It's basically when you don't meet up to expectations that you have set, or even expectations that people have set for you. You feel like a failure when you don't get to fulfill your dreams or the dreams of other people. So yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so do you guys agree that everybody fails?
If you
Totally.
if you've not failed, I don't know where you are.
Can be
I don't-
superhuman.
Really? Okay, that's incredible.
I believe everybody feels, even if it's not personal. I think generally must have failed somehow. I don't know. Somehow now, like
somehow
in society, your family, somehow you might have even failed people without even realizing it.
True, true. So how do you bounce back after a big failure?
I'm a sponge. I don't keep things.
Shit.
Like
I was
when
about to say something, but let me not say. So you say I'm fat shaming you now. So you are a sponge. Continue.
I'm a sponge. So when I take things in, I lose them almost immediately. So if I fail at anything, the next step for me is usually, okay, don't happen. What next? Let's go. So that's how I bounce back from failure and almost every other thing, really.
Okay, Chima. So, Nonso, how do you bounce back after a big failure?
Well, I'm a bit of a sore loser, so it's kind of difficult for me. Not like I go extreme, but whenever I feel, I just feel this. Do you feel it, Chima? I feel this pain in my chest.
I don't know what you're talking about, my dear.
Excuse me, Mr. Sponge.
Expressing her pain. Wait, let her
Well,
express
so
her pain.
I always feel this pain in my chest,
Say
and
your chest.
it really pains me. Like I'm just expressing it. Like,
But I think it's normal.
whenever I feel anytime I feel really bad, I beat myself up. Not like I use cane, but literally, I feel very bad. I may not find anything around me fun, even people. Trust me. So that's why so it's bad for me. I'm a very sore loser.
So you.
It beats anyway, because I know some people go extreme, but I guess
I know a lot of people that do. So you don't throw anything or.
no, I've not reached that level. Like,
Please don't reach that level.
I've not gotten to that point.
But I know some people that when they are really angry, they actually do commit a lot of atrocities.
And
like
some
breaking
even,
TVs and throwing slippers.
some even hurt you. Like they want to make you also feel
They're
bad.
talking about hurting you, where they hurt themselves. So you see people cutting themselves and all of that because they failed, instead of finding a way to bounce out of the situation.
True. So is it possible to learn from the experience when you fail?
It's very possible. Everything is a teaching moment. If that's what I believe anyway, everything is a teaching moment. So if you failed anyway, I'm very sure at that point in time you now know what to do and what not to do, so that you won't fail again at it the next time. If you fail again and you keep failing, then there's a possibility that that thing you keep failing at is not for you. So, but at the very least, you would have learned that it's not for you, or this is the right way to go about it, and this is the wrong way to go about it.
Okay, me, I personally believe that we fail so that we can learn. Because if you don't do something and fail, you wouldn't know that, okay, that way would not work. or you will know that that thing you are doing is not for you, as Chima just said.
Yeah.
So I think that is the reason why we fail at certain things. Because if you did everything and you were just getting, you actually would learn a lot
Well,
of
sometimes
life
it might
lessons.
just be life that decided to get
To wound
you.
But there's some, I don't know, not like I don't agree with you people from learning from failures, but I just feel like sometimes there's some kinds of failures that just, I don't think you can learn from them. I don't
take your L and go.
like, I don't think you can learn from some kinds. Instead, they just put that mindset that you don't want to make that mistake again. It's not like you're learning in case.
But that's you learning.
Sorry, no, you guys should not attack me like this. So what I'm trying to say here is that some kind of failures you make that you might not learn from, but you just, okay, well, let me just accept. I joined their gang.
You learn. Thank you.
You learn from it.
I was waiting for where you were head with that one. So.
Okay, so do you think it's possible to actually get over a failure, and what is the best way to get over it? And also, what's the best way you get over your failures when you fail at anything?
For me, the best way to get over it is thinking about the good that can come out of your mistakes you made and how you can make it better.
Okay.
So the good that can come out of you doing it another way can take your mind off thinking about that particular failure. So let's say, for instance, I failed my test or an exam. Instead of killing myself about it and saying, oh, I'm a failure and I drag my tails, instead of doing that, I can think about, okay, if I read more, if I do this, if I do that, I will do better. Okay. Or I will do it better this time around. And then that's the next thing that will be on my mind. So I don't even have time to think about the other the failure. Yeah. I just have time thinking about the success I am aiming for.
Nice. So, Mr. Sponge.
My honest thought about this issue is I don't think there's any hard and fast rule to it. Like Nonso said, if someone fails a test, if I fail a test or fail an exam, I will be thinking about those who passed. Even though I'm thinking about how I failed and what to do so that I can pass it the next time. One of the thoughts that will cross my mind is those who passed. And I'll feel like, do they have two heads? Like our parents always tell us. Yeah. This person that carried first, does he have two heads? Is your head only one? I have only one head, man. Sorry. So all those type of things. So I don't think there's any hard and fast rule. I just believe that you should take it all in stride, and then as the Christians we are, put it in prayer. It's very important. Put it in prayer that, okay, I've messed up. God help me to do better next time. And if you are not as mentally strong as I am, don't try to just take it and go, because you will not be really doing yourself a lot of good. You need to develop some kind of mental and emotional stability to be able to actually do that. It took me quite a while to get to that level, but yeah, so.
Well, sorry, don't you think that when people develop that attitude to saying, oh, I'll bounce back, it just makes them indifferent about life?
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying, rather, that you need some form of emotional capability to be able to handle that type of situation. Because if you say at every moment, at every time, there's a possibility you become a cynic. There's a possibility you start seeing even successes as nothing.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility that you'll be expecting failure at every turn. So it can hurt you, really.
But I feel that that's what happens when you do that.
When you bottle it up and just hold it and just go on to the next one.
When you keep soaking and squeezing it out.
If it's about bottling, then...
No, well, let me get my point. I feel like when you keep soaking this failure and squeezing it out and say, oh, I'll bounce back, I feel you're taking things too lightly, and it will make you, like, you will just be indifferent about everything you do.
Okay, the trick is, don't take it too lightly.
Uh-huh.
When they come, obviously you need to sit down, analyze, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you have actually, should I say, inculcated the full extent of your failure. You understand? So that when it's time for you to move on, you would have already known that, okay, these are the things I need to do and these are the things I should avoid going forward.
Me, I'm somewhere in between both of you. When I fail at something, I'm sad for a while, but not so long. I just think about it, think about what went wrong, what I did wrong, how I should have done it better, and then I try to just move on from it. But I make sure I think about it and analyze it properly so that I know what actually happened, why I failed at certain things, and what I should have done differently, and move on.
First, personally, I'm always hard on myself, so I'll criticize myself. I seek advice from people who I feel know better, and then in a way I kind of feel like ashamed because I should have gone to them in the first place. And but once that's gone, but once that's happened, you learn from your failures. So they give you advice, you learn from your failure as well, so that when you are going into such venture in the future, you know that okay, this is not what you should do, this is the step you should take and all that. Yeah.
When I fail, I pick lessons from it. I try to see what made me fail. When I pick them, I look at them and look for ways to improve on them, and then uh, try it out again. Obviously, I should not fail the second time after identifying the problems. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about those people in school? I know you had them in your school as well. After an exam, they'll now settle down and be analyzing the answers.
Or
I say, you got this one, I
skips.
failed this one, you got this one, I failed this one. Did you ever do that?
I didn't do it because I don't think I was a fan of that. I felt it was very annoying. I find it very annoying when you just come and ask me for my script and you're comparing the script that, but I wrote A and you also wrote A. They gave it to you, they didn't give you. I'm sorry, sir. So I don't think that that's a good thing to do. Although I don't really find it. I'm sorry, but I don't really find it harmful because it's one thing
I
when
mean, like right after the exam, before the script is even out.
okay,
And then they are discussing what you failed and what you
No, I
need
don't
to.
think there's anything.
No, I
wrong
don't
with
think.
it
Thank you. I don't think there's
personally.
anything wrong
It's
in
good
that.
to like revise and see what.
But I have a feeling that at that point, you can't change what you wrote.
Obviously, you
So
can't.
I think
but
I have many people I know that after reviewing the answers or going over it with somebody else, they start feeling bad about the things that they failed when the result is not even out.
See, the thing is that I just feel it just prepares you for whatever result you're going to get. So when I see that kind of thing, or when I go and say, okay, this is my answer, what did I write, what did I not write, it just puts me in that frame of mind of expectancy to know that, okay, I'm expecting an A or a B or a C or something.
I would rather
I
just
think
wait
I
for
understand
the.
what May say.
I'd rather just
because
wait for the result to come out.
It could be a damning mindset.
Exactly,
because you've already defeated
convicted yourself before the.
But I've also had times whereby I've written something out in my mind. I'm like, oh, I've blown that man away,
And then something
they
comes
blew
out.
me away by
But
giving me
wait for
something
it to come
else.
out first now. Don't give yourself expectation unnecessarily. So what do you do if you set high expectations for yourself and you don't meet them? Do you beat yourself up or you just know that you set high expectations
Ask
for yourself?
Chima first.
You said, okay,
Like if you set
If
overly
you-
high expectations
yeah.
for yourself and you don't meet them, what do
first
you do?
things first. I think we need to just address the fact that a lot of people are afraid of expectations in general.
True.
Okay.
I was here because people these days, with the way our society is, a lot of there's pressure on we the youth to be something, to do something.
Definitely make an impact.
So that expectation on its own gets to a lot of people. So you find people doing things that they are not supposed to do to meet those expectations. So it could stem from fear of the expectation of not meeting it and other things. So people should learn to find a way to be able to manage expectations surrounding them and their own personal expectations more. When you don't meet those expectations, it's the same thing we've been saying since morning. Carry your load and move on. If you have an accident, just picture this scenario. I'm sure we've seen or heard about a market woman's goods falling on the road, maybe after a clash with somebody in the middle of the market, and then mangoes, oranges, everything scattered all over the street. They don't stay there and cry and fight. The first thing they do is they pick
Pack
up their
everything.
stuff. So
Yeah.
you gather yourself together, and then when you have gathered everything in one place, you know that, okay, my things are safe, I'm safe, everything about me is okay. And then many of them don't have time again to drag these days. They just carry their load, take the sorry, and go. I think that's the best attitude to adopt in such a scenario.
For me, the thing is, I won't say that. In fact, all my life, I always set goals that I want to meet. So if I don't meet
That's
them,
key.
I always set, even when I was in secondary school, after an exam, I already have in mind that, okay, I want to get 80 something or 70 something in this subject.
Yeah.
So I already have a mindset of where I want to be. If I'm not there, I will feel bad, yes, but I won't kill myself. I told you I was a sore loser. I would feel bad because I already have those things. I expected myself to do better than what I did or what I would do. I don't know if you understand.
I
I understand.
So
Yeah.
what I usually do is I make those expectations or those list of things that I want to do, and then I do my own thing. If I don't meet it, I'll feel bad, but then I always rise up to do better.
Okay.
So that's
We've been
me.
speaking a lot about rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. I just hope that at the end of the day, it doesn't sound like we are being too, how would I put it, fake.
We're not being favorite. I think
but
that's the
the truth
ideal
is
thing.
No,
to
that's
do.
the ideal
That's the
thing, and that's the
right
message to be
attitude to
passed.
adopt
yeah.
when you're trying to
Because,
deal with failure.
A lot of people have become, like I said, a lot of people have become cynical from this bounce back, stand up, everything.
I remember. Let me share my story. I remember when I got into school. First of all, I think GSS, my first term in school. After the exams, now I already had in mind that I'm going to be in. Then they always share the grades into grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. So I wanted to be in grade 2. But then I came out very close to grade 2, and I was just weeping and shedding tears.
Oh my.
And then a senior of mine just walked past, and he asked me, why was I crying? I'm like, I didn't pass, I failed. That's what I told him. He said, I failed? Then let me see what you got. And he took my report card. I said, see, this one is crying, no. You passed now. To him, I passed, but to me, I failed. But immediately he said that thing, as if he just wiped my tears. Like, I ended my
You
tears.
suddenly realized.
I
that you hadn't
realized
failed.
that I didn't fail, but passed. So I think that people giving you accolades or congratulating you or massaging your ego sometimes can make you leave that zone of feeling that you are a failure or you failed at something.
Okay, so are there destructive ways to handle failure?
One of the ways is going into developing bad habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. If someone fails at something, they can beat themselves so bad and that they start hurting themselves.
Yes,
Okay.
And
true.
then from there, you see people developing the psychological issue of wanting to cut themselves at all certain points. Some people fall into alcoholism, which is bad. Some people take up one drug or the other and then they become addicted to it because they want to numb a pain or a certain sorrow, a certain grief or something. I think that's the most destructive of all of them.
I think a lot of people also go into depression, and then they start thinking and dwelling on that
Overanalyzing.
failure, and they never overcome it because they just get stuck at that certain point, and they don't see any way forward, and they're just there.
For me, I think is you want your failure to be extended to the next person.
True.
So you fail, then you want everybody
be
around you to
miserable.
fail. So I think for me, that's like the worst thing you can wish for people.
It reminds me of school, some students in school who always check what some certain people scored after saying that they scored an F in a course or something. So yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Okay, so is it possible to turn these failures into successes?
Well, yeah, it is. It's very possible.
Do you agree?
Because
Yeah, very.
failure is a learning process. So when you learn, you should be able to get something good from there that will help you pass. You know, when you fail, it's natural to feel bad. It's natural to feel sad. It's natural to feel all kinds of down. So make sure that at least you accept the fact that you feel this way and don't just brush it aside. Next thing is recognize unhealthy patterns when you're dealing with your pain. For example, some people might want to give into bad habits like alcoholism, hurting themselves, or trying to hurt other people. Instead, why not practice congratulating people? It will help you understand what it means to actually succeed at that thing. And I think you should also practice healthy coping mechanism, following from what I said earlier, like congratulating people, putting it in prayer, because every failure is a learning process, and all of that. Yeah, so I think these are ways you can deal healthily with failure.
Not so?
And for me, I think the first thing you need to do is to acknowledge irrational beliefs about failure. Don't say I'm a Christian, I'm never born to fail. That's one irrational thing. So don't say that. Some people say I'm not meant to fail, so other people are meant to fail. So I think you should acknowledge the fact that those beliefs are there, but you shouldn't let it sink in and don't embrace it. And if you do that, you now develop realistic thoughts about failure. To know that everybody fails. It's not a strange thing to fail. It's not totally bad. You're not the worst person on earth if you fail. So understand and know that, okay, those things actually happen and you can learn from it. And then you accept an appropriate level of responsibility to say, yes, I failed. Own it. That's what people don't know. You need to own your failure sometimes, because only when you own it, you feel comfortable enough to actually work yourself out and do better. So when you acknowledge the fact that you failed, then you take responsibility and do better.
Okay, I think they can research famous failures. So know people that became successes but had a difficult beginning.
Yeah.
Many of our popular people today had such experiences. But they learned from it and they became better. So look at people like that and see their lives as an example. But don't put unrealistic expectations on yourself. Also, ask yourself what you can learn. As we said earlier, every mistake, every failure is a learning curve. So you can learn from every single situation. Then create a plan to move forward. So create an actual outline. Know how you're going to go on from that.
next?
What next? Exactly. What next you should do. The way forward. Always think of the way forward. Don't think about the now. Think about the way forward. Also, face your fears of failure. Don't push it aside. It is fine to fail. Face it. It is normal to be scared to fail. When you really want something, you're actually very scared to lose it.
Yeah.
So it's normal to be scared. So just face it and you'll be fine. So that brings us to the end of today's discussion. Yes.
Chima, stop smiling.
I'm smiling because I don't know when we'll do this again. So
Very soon, don't worry. Be
all
patient.
right.
So failing at something doesn't make you a failure. Many great people have experienced failure along the course of their journey. But what matters is what you do after you fail. Do you let it weigh you down, or do you rise up and do it well and do something better and make something of yourself? Thank you guys for being here today.
Yes, it's a pleasure. Always.
So it's fun to hang out with you guys. So let's go to Know Your Faith for now. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Know Your Faith series. I am Collins. So a few days ago, a friend of mine walked up to me. She's someone who I had encouraged to attend the catechism classes for confirmation despite her age. And she said that she had heard about the magisterium, but she really had no idea what it was about it, or what they do, or what is on it. So I really loved it because I had recently just read up something on the magisterium, and I'll be sharing that with you today. The magisterium is the teaching office of the church, and it consists of the Pope and his bishop. Before Jesus left, or before he ascended into heaven, he promised his disciples that he would send the Holy Spirit, which he did 10 days after his ascension, and that he would be with them till the end of the earth, and he's doing that through the magisterium. The main reason for the magisterium is because while Jesus was on earth, he couldn't really answer all the questions concerning faith and morals. Or did he? Actually, he's still doing that through the magisterium. But we have so many questions popping up from time to time, from generation to generation, like if the use of contraceptives is allowed, or if it's good, if cloning is religiously okay, or if same-sex union is allowed. These are questions that pop up, and Christ answers this through the magisterium. Christ gives us the popes and the bishops to assist us in answering all these questions and giving us the truth through the magisterium. So once we believe what it is that they have said is the truth, we believe in Christ himself. So the magisterium is a gift from God. Just see it as a gift and as one of the many ways through which Christ is still very much active and alive in our world today. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you got one or two things from all I've said about the magisterium, and I hope it's no longer foreign to you. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to subscribe and comment on the comment section below. Till we meet again, be bold and be Catholic.
Welcome back. There you have it. It's the end of the show, guys. I'm going to miss you.
Unfortunately,
Please don't cry. I don't have tissue.
I'm still
for
not
you.
going to miss it that much.
I never missed you, and
Okay, dear.
forget it.
All right.
Forget it.
I believe you.
All liars shall go to.
Hey.
I don't even know who get it. What are you talking about?
Anyway, to watch this episode again and other episodes of the show, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Dominican Media Presents. Also, follow us and hit us up on our social media platforms to continue this conversation, or just even give us a shout out. We'll be waiting for you. Till next time, keep being saints
In G's and
shirts.
shirts.
I was confused at initial go
Well
be
done.
married.
You're
Well done.
forgiving.
Well done.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.